Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah Adams. I'm a health and life coach, and I have not been on YouTube in, I don't know, like a year. And I recently uploaded my stillbirth video story to explain where I've been this past year. And just looking back at some of the content that I've been recording since then and had not edited and wanted to upload for you guys, I'm just using my computer camera here. Here's all the mess in the background. And I just thought that I would maybe kind of real quickly bring you guys up to speed so that I can start adding more timely content that's about now, whatever word you would use. Obviously, I'm still not well. I don't know if you can tell with my energy or whatever. I mean, I have great days and I have bad days, and I have probably every range in between, and that can be within a few hours. The grieving process is a lot easier now than it was in the beginning, and I'm fine overall. I'm good overall. I love my life, and I'm not depressed. I'm not on medication or anything like that. Not that, I mean, it's totally understandable if you would be. But anyways, after Davin passed away, I took about a month off completely from working. I have not taken on any one-to-one health or life coaching clients. I don't do anything with my network marketing business. I've just been kind of coasting off the residuals that I get from that and enjoying that. But after about a month after Davin died, I did get back to my lifestyle community on Facebook. And it's a $10 paid month community that you can be part of. And we do all kinds of fun things in there. Anything that's health or life related, just to motivate each other and have an expert like myself kind of guiding you. So we do different meal plans and we focus on different things that relate to your health, but maybe not specifically. So we might focus on cleaning up things in the house so that you feel well about your environment, things like that. So it's our lifestyle community group. So over the last couple of months since Davin's passed, I've done several Facebook Lives in that community. So if you're part of the group, you know what I'm talking about. For many of my subscribers here, you're not part of the group, I'd love to have you join us. And I thought to bring you up to speed over how I've been balancing my health journey. I would maybe just share a couple of highlights from those Facebook Lives that I've done. So I apologize about the quality. This is clearly not the best video. And all of the Facebook Lives were done vertically. But they were done authentically. I ugly cry in some of them. I was just honest. And as I've been kind of going back through these months of videos, just realizing how up and down I've been. And I checked in with a friend today, and she asked how I was, and I said I'm good, but I'm always up and down, and I'm just kind of getting used to that. It's been a little over 5 months, probably close to 6 months since Davin passed away, and it's gone so fast. And yet to say that it's been almost a half a year just blows my mind. So anyways, this health journey has been definitely the most challenging so far. I have been an emotional eater. I've fluctuated 50 pounds. I've had hormonal issues in the past. I've been real thin. I've been really overweight. You name it. I've experienced a lot of those things. And this has, like I said, been the most challenging. I've been depressed at different periods throughout my life, but again, probably more situational. And I don't know what, this isn't depression, but it feels like depression, but it's grief. So that's a whole nother conversation about what grief is. And going back to some of these videos, I can see how positive I was in them because I love my lifers and I love talking with you guys in there. So, I was being very genuine when I was upbeat in those videos. And it's interesting to kind of see how I was so on track and then off the board, and so on track and off the board. And if I would have been journaling, I could see how I was going through different stages of grief or different things throughout the day. And overall, the summary is that I have all these different health hacks, all these different tools in my toolbox, whether it's intermittent fasting or how to drink more water or all these different things that I coach you guys on that I can pull out. And at the same token, I have emotional stuff going on that I have to deal with. I have to feel my way through grief, and that's been a learning experience for me, that I can't fix this situation and just make it go away. And it's funny because in the beginning of these video clips that I'm going to share in a minute, although I had started recording them just a month after losing Davin, I thought that I was making progression, and that, like, you know, as I got better and better and better and better, it would just slowly go away, the pain and sorrow and not taking care of myself and blah, blah, blah. And that's not what grief is. And honestly, that's not what a health journey is. I think it's possible for some people to live a healthy lifestyle consistently, but I think that that's when you're looking at the macro situation, when you look at over the course of a year. And even with this now being close to 6 months for my loss, over the course of this year, in general, I have taken good care of myself. But when I look at from the day to day, I sugar binged here, I drank too much alcohol there, I, ate a whole pizza there, I didn't eat at all that day there. So, like, I think when you look at those tiny little things, it feels like you're all across the board. So I would say the same it applies to my emotions too. Overall, I'm good. I'm not great. I've had great moments. I've had bad moments. But overall, I'm good. And I wouldn't trade the grief and sadness, as bad as it is, I wouldn't not have gone through it again. I don't want to go through it again, but I love Davin so much, and I've grown so much from this, and my relationship to God and Clark and everything. So yeah, like I said, while I wouldn't want to go through it again, I would say that I wouldn't trade it. So I feel like I've been rambling. With that, I'll just kind of summarize real quick here what the last couple of months have been in my health. The first 8 weeks after losing Davin, I did not take the best care of myself. I was taking really good care of myself nutritionally up until he passed away, because taking care of myself nutritionally and physically, I was going to the gym and everything, that was the best way I could control the situation. And I felt like, I knew it wasn't going to fix the situation with Davin's sickness, but I knew it could only help. And so I kind of took a nosedive after he died. I just ate lots of sugar and didn't really care about getting enough protein or enough veggies or enough water or anything like that. I also turned to alcohol. I was not an alcoholic by any means, and I wouldn't have said that it was anyone should have been concerned for me. But before, where I would have used sugar to manage my emotions or help kind of like take the edge off my emotions, that's what I would have used in the past. This time I used alcohol. And so every other day I was like, I just want to feel a buzz. I'm feeling too many emotions. And I can't say that I got more than buzzed a few times, but I almost feel like embarrassed telling you this, but I'm just being honest. I've never been a drinker, and maybe that's like a blessing in disguise, because I have clients that is their vice, that's their go-to, and I never understood that. Like, I've never been a partier, I've never been a drinker. When I go out with my husband or out with friends, like, I'll hang out all night and I won't have a single drink. So the point is that it just was a far stretch from where I was, that I was consuming a lot more than usual for me. And after about 8 weeks, I was just tired of it. I didn't feel like I was sulking around, but I felt like I needed to take better care of myself. I felt like I needed to do that for myself, number one, for my husband, number two, for Davin. I also knew that if I'm not taking care of myself well physically, that was not helping what was going on up here. So after 8 weeks, I kind of got my stuff together a little bit. I actually did really well. I used the fat burning and cleansing system. That's like my go-to fallback. Drank more water, all of those good things, and felt a lot better. And so I maintained that for a few weeks, and then I hit the next phase, if that's what you want to call it, of grieving. I went into the anger stage. And that was really difficult for me because, again, learning how to let go of control, I didn't realize that I was going to like nosedive back down into that grief because, like I said, I thought I was like on going up. And here I was like going back down again. And so that just continued. It was another way that God was like teaching me how to let go of control. And I also realized some other things. Like I feel like I was trying to jump back into like normal life, normal social settings and everything else too quick for what I needed. So I'm just now coming out of that, honestly. And for the last 2 weeks or so, I've been on a good roll at taking care of myself and back to my normal healthy eating habits and staying hydrated and all that jazz. My workouts have been pretty consistent. So that's it in a nutshell. I know this video is probably longer than I was planning, but there you are. That kind of brings you up to speed, and I'm just going to share with you a couple of the highlights from my health coaching community, just of what's been happening the last few months in there.
Hello, Lifer. I wanted to talk just briefly about me going to the gym today and going, I don't want to say outside my comfort zone, but just putting yourself in a situation where you don't want to be, doing something even though you don't want to do it. So I woke up this morning. I went back to the gym like twice since my C-section. It's been 5 weeks now, and I was cleared to do cardio and upper body. And I went to the gym twice last week. It was just LA Fitness, so I didn't see anybody I knew there. And, I just went in, did my thing, and came back out. But today was my first, like, official day back in my normal routine, going to a boot camp that I do at Power Train. And so I woke up knowing that I was going to face people that knew I was pregnant and probably didn't know what happened. I knew the trainers knew, but of course other gym goers. So I just didn't feel, I physically and, for my health, I wanted to go to the gym. And it wasn't bad enough that I wasn't going to go, but I had these voices inside my head playing out these scenarios of people asking me how the baby was. And of course, it just kind of put me in a funk this morning. And, situation that I didn't want to go. I didn't want to see those people. I didn't want to be put in that situation, but it is life. Sometimes you're going to have to do things even when you don't feel like doing them. And I hope you guys know that when I coach you, I'm very much about, finding that balance. I think that society tells us to do a lot of things that we need to not listen to. I'm not one of those like suck it up buttercup, just force yourself. But, there is a time and a place for that. And so this was kind of like, well, it is what it is. Like, my baby died and people are going to notice that or notice that I'm not pregnant anymore. So it's kind of like rip the Band-Aid off. I remember going through this when I went through my divorce when I was 21. It was just like, well, I'm going to see people that are going to ask me how he is, my ex, and I'm going to have to say we're not together anymore. It's life. So I got up and I went and I did it. So I'm sharing that with you guys, not to feel bad for me or to make you sad about the situation. But if I can just be selfish, I guess, in a way, and just ask you to challenge yourself, either whether it's going to the gym or, again, doing something that you don't feel like doing that's healthy for you, think of me. Think of me this month. And, if I can face other women at the gym asking me how my baby is and having to tell them that he died, you can do anything this month, okay? And it did happen, and I was okay. My grief counselor kind of forewarned me that that would happen, and I knew it would. It's just life, right? So I was prepared with an answer and what to say, and it's just an awkward, uncomfortable situation for the moment. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great Thursday, a great Friday, and I'll see you over the weekend.